Ah, yes. Very well. Let me just fix up this over here. All right. Let's get to it, everybody. Welcome to Final Fantasy XIV Online with Mistwalker Lenara, our little bunny girl, who is currently a white mage. We are working our way through A Realm Reborn at the moment. We're going to go through all of the story. I'm just going to pop up the main scenario quest so that I can track where I'm up to. We are currently in the 7th Umbral era quest. We've finished our local area quest chains and we are doing Terror at Fulgore. This means we must be coming up to unlocking um, yes, Hawk Manor. Alright, this means we are also almost halfway through the initial quests for A Realm Reborn. It's kind of exciting. Let's get into it. We are going to Omniclass, as you can see, we've already started. I'm really curious now that I've explored the crafting classes a little bit to see if I can actually level my crafters up instead of doing it the way I've done with my first character, which is working our way from the top back. Let me know what you think on that because I wouldn't want to bore you to tears, but I actually quite enjoy the crafting in this game, especially now that I know that there are little stories hidden in the crafting areas that I like to uncover. And yes, just a little bit, bits and bobs. All right, looks like we have everything that we can have. I also really want to try getting my crafters up so that I can actually do my own equipment. But last time I tried that, it was a bit of a pipe dream. So we'll just have to see how that goes. At the moment, the main reason I want it is so that I can deconstruct stuff. Um, because that would be very, very, very handy. Also, so I can make glamour prisms, which I don't think I've really started doing. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that's linked to crafting that makes the game go really well. However, let's stop waffling and head on into this next thing. I think I wanted to hit level 50, and then we want to finish off our White Mage quests for A Realm Reborn. So let's do that. But please leave me be. I'm not long for this world. I look death in the face. 'Tis only a matter of time before he comes for me, just like he came for that poor woman. Medrod is clearly traumatized. Perhaps if you were to soothe him, he might remain calm for long enough to hold a conversation. Try to soothe Medrod. Let us make sure he's highlighted. / oops, soothe. There. It's all right. It's all right. You're right, it's not as bad as it seems. I saw something terrible, that's true. But that hardly means I'm going to suffer the same fate. Thanks to you, I can think straight again. I believe I can even recount what I saw without losing it. It was just another ordinary day. I was headed back to the float when I noticed a suspicious character in the distance. A masked man, garbed head to toe in black. He had a hideous fiend in tow, a winged creature that was all eyeball and jagged teeth. Taken by curiosity, I crept as near as I dared. To see the corpse of a woman! One glimpse was enough to tell me that she died a gruesome death. In that instant, I knew right away that the masked man was a minion of Thal, come to claim her soul for his realm. Really? What? You're investigating this same masked man? If that's the case, we'll help you in whatever way we can. Aye, anything to ensure we don't have to suffer Medrod's hysteria ever again. All right, teamwork. That's what I wanted to. Wait, I haven't been that bad, have I? At any rate, I'm all for helping this adventurer. It's the least I can do to repay her for comforting me. What he doesn't say is, which is something you guys never did. Oh dear. Alrighty. Do we have any food on us? See, that's the other reason. We want to get into our culinary and stuff. There's some really good foods we can have. Let's sort this out. Ah, beautiful. What's on my gear? I know, the perpetual question in this game. What's on my gear? I've got empty slots. I've got level 35 gear. I'm level 49. We need to fix that. But I'm waiting to level 50 before I level up my gear. Because then it should be good for 10 levels or so. I'm going to be so broke. Radio. However, I guess we can also go... I can't meld. So annoying. That's why we're doing our main scenario quests, I guess. No, we're already part of a company. Why can't I meld? It's not an option, is it? No. I seem to have missed a quest. We're going to have to fix that too. Alrighty, Shift Control I to bring up our bird. And we're going to drop these away because I hate having stuff in my backpack that I can have elsewhere. I noticed too, I've been stacking my materia for my other character, and well, it doesn't all fit. Okay, it just doesn't. All right, sort that. Do I have a glamour? That's one glamour prism. That is never going to be enough. I don't think I've set up my retainers yet either. We might have to do that too, especially if we get into the crafting, although I am discovering finding your ingredients as you go is a thing, and it's useful. What's this? Level 18, level 21, and level 24, and we're carrying... Don't do that. We are carrying a level 38. Okay. Huh. And these... Oh, these, see, this is what I mean by gear. These are things I've actually made. And, oh, I really want to try them out. But now that I know that I can make them, I can break them and then we can make some more. Because it's not like I don't have enough bronze ingots. Got a little carried away there. But anyway, rightio. Adine, hi. Ziz is so ridiculous. Adine has a proposal to make concerning your investigation. So here's what I know about the deaths. All the victims were found with their faces torn to shreds. Among the local fauna, only the scalekin known as Ziz could inflict such wounds. That's why some folk are pointing the finger at them. I somehow doubt that the answer is that simple, but for the sake of thoroughness, we should look into it. Why don't you put down, say, 3 of the creatures and see if you can find any proof connecting them to the deaths? All right, well, let's go and find some Ziz. Actually, Ziz aren't that hard to find. There, a little trot across the plaza. Tell me I have attuned to this one. Yes, because it's really embarrassing to visit it and then have to come back to it because you didn't attune to it. I think we did a great run of attuning last time we played. All right. I know. What are we doing? We're going to go hunting Ziz. That's what we're doing. You go out the gate. You find the little tunnel. And you run up the little tunnel. Oh, looking forward to unlocking Hulk Manor. Now, ooh, a Arena Fate. Let's create some White Mage havoc in a fate. Oh, wait. Okay, it's this fate. So, when you join this fate, I might just kill that while I'm here, because it's going to be a menace otherwise. What is that doing there, by the way? I should check and see how long that fate's got as well. I know, we weren't going to get out of there in time. Right. So this fate is connected to this little prospector here. I'm so glad we didn't start that. Look at that. All right. And yes. Anyway, if you're ever after acidic secretions, this is a good hunting space for them. You can farm them up here. Get some shroud hairs and things. They will come in handy later on for when you've got recipes and you can't buy it. And then you sell your leftovers on the market board. Alrighty, how many of these do we need to kill? 3. Let's go. I know, you gotta watch these things. They have a nasty little paralytic that they like to spray everywhere. Rude little monsters. We might get rid of him first, actually. Especially as the bird is... Oh, well done, Sonny. That was awesome. The bird is taking good care of the rest of the monsters around. What's our hunting log look like? All right, what's our... Right, we're going to need that. Oh, okay. We need to do Halatali. Yeah. So this is why you unlock all your dungeons. Occasionally when you want to rank up in your Maelstrom, you're going to need to be able to have done monsters inside the dungeons. So that's fairly important. That was not my sprint button. There is a lot of running in this game. I think a lot of my time is spent running from one quest giver to the quest point to the... I know, and actually they all like it, so it's normal. But when you go fast, a button runs out. It's really frustrating. It's like, come on, are we there yet? We are there. Ideen. You've already seen to this is. Good work, adventurer. So, were you able to find aught to suggest that the creatures are our culprits? Not exactly. Nothing? Truth be told, if there were proof, I wouldn't know what it would look like. Anyway, I believe we can safely strike Aziz from our list of suspects, which leaves us with the masked man and his winged eyeball. It does indeed. You know what? I jumped into here because I was looking for food. Because... There we go. Food is awesome. Right, Ideen. Rock of Rancor. Ideen has further knowledge of the mysterious deaths. There's something else I heard about the deaths. It appears all victims have been comely maidens. I'd better watch myself, eh? Ha ha ha. Oh, unseemly jokes aside, there's a rumour been going around. There's some as whisper that after each victim died, her rancor went into the great big rock southwest of here, causing it to flash and moan. This bears investigating, I reckon. I'm going to give you a fire sand stick to blow off a piece of that crag. The stick doesn't come with a fuse or anything, so you'll have to throw the thing. Once you've torn the rock a new one, bring back some of the fragments and I'll give them a gander. Torn the rock a new one? Using items on areas. Some key items are used on areas rather than single targets. First, click on the item icon displayed in the duty list. Upon selecting the item, a glowing radius will appear in the ground that can be moved freely with the mouse into the desired position before executing. Alright, Everalt. Seeing eye to winged eye. Everalt has information to share regarding your investigation. He does he? There's something you should know. I've been keeping this to myself, lest I worsen Medrod's paranoia, but I too have seen a winged eyeball. I cannot say whether it was coincidence, but my sighting took place precisely the same time as Medrod's. I was heading home after a day of digging when a shadow fell over me. Looking up, I found myself locked in a gaze with a giant eyeball. I let out a scream at the top of my lungs and ran without once looking back. This happened at the rocky area west of here, in case you had a mind to investigate. Well, well, well. 2 birds, 1 stone. Let's go. I know. I want to stop for all the quests. We're actually going to do that when we get to the next one. I'm gradually formulating a method of leveling. Yeah, 2,000 hours of play, and I'm only just starting to figure stuff out. I know. Look, a lot of people run through the game. They just bounce through story quest to story quest to story quest, and they get it done as fast as they can, which is good. That's one way of playing. But I think they miss a lot too in doing it that way. And there are so many little nooks and crannies in this game. I am looking forward to Evercold, by the way. I just don't think we'll have this done by the time we get there. But we can try. We can try. I mean, that does mean I have to go a bit faster through the main story quests and not dilly-dally and enjoy myself as much along the way. But we can do it. Oh, a hostile presence. I say, you don't look friendly. All I can say is we can now actually, we're almost at the point where we'll get our better gear. That's why we're not buying gear, because I can get better gear soon, if I can live that long. All right, that's one done. Let's go this way. The other thing we really should be doing, if we have any unlocked, and I should probably check that, is we need to be doing alliance quests if we can. Alrighty, let me grab a boomstick, rock of rancor. So all I did was left click and drag it across. Boom, we blew up a piece of the rock. Yeah. One. And humming crystals. Very different things to hummingbirds. I know. Gee, you guys are quiet today. One would almost think you were invisible. Yeah, that's good. All right, let me just pop that back up there. I don't know, stop faddling around in your other screen, girl. What are you doing? More humming crystals. So anyway, I am really looking forward to the story. I'm really looking forward to Shadowbringers. I I did enjoy a goodly portion of Dawn Trail. Um, there's some depth in that. I also enjoyed Endwalker. That was good, but I actually have to admit I went through those a little quick. So there are some cutscenes that I'm looking forward to really just sitting down and watching. Um, yeah, so come on, Misty, let's go, girl. What? Go slow button? No, let's try the go fast button. Oh, that's Godwin. Yeah. So we're going to investigate some of these smaller stories along the side. Once we start leveling up our other classes, and we'll level up our other classes while we're waiting for dungeons to pop, because that is going to be a thing. Most folk are too scared to go within 100 yards of the Rock of Rancor. Aye, it has a name, but what's a few vengeful spirits to a dauntless adventurer like you, eh? Now you tell me. Huh? Why, these are just your garden variety crystals. 'Tis a bit hard to tell beneath all the dirt and grime, but they're definitely lightning aspected. I almost hate to say it, but that explains the flashing and moaning. Nothing to do with the masked stranger. Looks like I've gone and wasted both your time and a perfectly good firesand stick. Oh well. Monstrous Banemite appeared and you slew it. That creature had long been a scourge upon the folk of Fulgord. Intentional or no, you've done us a great service. You have my gratitude. But this does make me wonder, was it truly a winged eyeball I saw, or merely a trick of light combined with blind panic? Well, I don't think so. Medrod, hi, how you doing? Power of deduction. Medrod is troubled by the dearth of new developments in the murder investigation. He is he? Well, let's see. Oh, there have been no promising leads in the murders. I can scarce get a wink of sleep knowing that the killer is still at large. Judging by your furrowed brows, I take it this sorry business troubles you as much as it does me. Oh, I've been pondering my encounter. I was uncertain for a time, but there can be no doubt. It was a winged eyeball that I witnessed. It's implausible that I could have mistaken so distinct a creature for a banemite. But you and I were miles apart. How could we have both seen it at precisely the same time? What's more, our adventurer friend here had a run-in with the banemite at the very spot you claim to see that fiendish eyeball. Isn't that right? Oh, yeah. There must be an explanation. I know I saw an eyeball with wings. I would wager an apple tart on it. Oh, serious business. Look out. Ooh, he's serious. But listen, mayhap it's not as mysterious as we're making it out to be. There's no reason why there couldn't be... Gods, of course. There must be more than one of the buggers. Ah, it's so obvious. But then that means, since there have been repeated sightings of these fiends, then there must be even more victims as yet undiscovered. Oh, well, let's go. I do believe we're out of our depth. We ought to leave the rest to the expert. Oh, now I'm an expert. Rightio. Yes, we're just civilians after all. Good luck, adventurer. It was a pleasure knowing you. Nice knowing you, right? Well, I burn to know the truth. Some things are best left unknown, lest you have forgotten it was the rocky area to the west that I had my encounter. Should you discover aught of note, you'll want to alert the authorities. There is a guardhouse nearby. The serpents there should be pleased for any information that pertains to the security of the region. Right, you want me to go find your floaty eyeball, or its victim, or, both. Let's go see what we can do. Let's not disappoint them. I know. Why am I not riding my bird? Because I prefer to be able to stop for things like fates. So here we go. We have 8 minutes 21 left. We're not going to get a high rating because most of it's already done, but we can at least get some points for it. So if you remember rightly, fates have a thing that wasn't a fate target. Oh, yeah, well, that would help. No, they're dead. All right, I probably didn't get. I got a bronze medallion. So fates come in three with 3 medallions or none, depending on the case. You get gold for being a top contributor to a fate, and that's where you get your most XP and company seals and so forth from. Then the next is silver, and last is bronze. There's a dirty great big rock in the middle of my investigation. Oh, right, well, and it's hiding something. Rock, you are under arrest. All right. I did not say that. All right, don't worry, Rock. False alarm. It looks like we have a floating eyeball to deal with. Okay. And a mangled corpse. Let's go get that to the wood whalers, shall we? Hope they haven't had their breakfast yet. I know, bounce our way across the countryside. Time to see where this leads us. I know, I'm still admiring the countryside in this game. Every time you turn around, there's like little details that was that always there? Was it always so crisp? Was it? Yeah, anyway. Love the game. Ethelmere, hi. Greetings, adventurer. Is there aught I might assist you with? Well, yeah, I found this over by the rocks. Oh, gods be good, not again. No matter how many bodies I see, I cannot seem to get used to the horrid sight. The poor woman. Identical deaths have been reported in the central shroud, while the masked stranger you seek does not seem to feature in any. Sightings of the winged eyeball are common enough. The creature appears to be moving the bodies, but to what end, none can say. The victims have all been young women. All are found with their faces mutilated beyond recognition. It's been difficult to identify them so as to notify their next of... Huh? This button, engraved with a lily motif. The very same object was found upon another victim. A family sigil or that of an organization, perhaps. Either way, I dare to hope that this find will prove pivotal in solving the murders. All right. Oh, what do you suggest, Ethelmar? Secret of the White Lily. Ethelmar wants you to hold on to the button. He does he? I would have you hold on to the lily button. you'll need it to continue your investigation. While it isn't standard procedure to entrust key evidence to individuals, you have proven yourself reliable and resourceful in this matter. I see no reason why you shouldn't carry on your work. If I might make a suggestion, you may wish to take the button to Gridania and have it examined by Mune. Mayhap someone in her vast network of contacts can shed light upon its sigil. Right, and my bird just reminded me his timer's running out, or her timer's running out. We'll just feed the bird some more greens, bribe it to stick around, and then we're going to abandon it in a city. It's okay, Budgie. It's okay. All right, show the lily button to Mune. Grab the blue. It'll show this the closest aetheryte. We'll jump on over. That cost me nothing because it is set as my home point, so I could have used my return button, but I didn't. All right, off to Mune. Building with the big green roof. It is so nice to see voyagers roaming around. I really like it. Because it lightens the world. We are going to stop for this wonderful little blue opportunity here. A sight to behold. Now Gamdula wishes the patrons of the Carling Canopy would keep a closer eye on their belongings. Oh, as if I'm not busy enough without playing Lost and Found. Oh, do forgive me, friend. Once again, one of our customers has departed without her belongings, and I'm at a loss for what to do about it. While I understand that adventurers have many cares on their minds, 'twould make my life much easier if they could keep their personal effects in order. But you did not come here to lend an ear to my grumblings. Here. Oh yeah, I came here to be your errand girl. Anyway, this is the book in question. The face of its owner was unfamiliar to me, but Errol over there seemed quite smitten with her, as with every pretty lass he lays his eyes on. But that's neither here nor there. Might I trouble you to inquire as to the girl's whereabouts? I've found the man to be less than forthcoming ever since I spurned his advances. Errol. Oh, hello. And Nojiro. Okay, Errol. Ah, the sweet little thing with a journal. Course I remember her, and remember her well. Had a smile to warm the heart, and a laugh, a lilt, one might say, to tickle the depths of the soul. And she was most eager to hear tales of my many travels, which speaks to a keen and sensitive mind. Jilly, I believe, was her name? No, that's not right. Jilly was the redhead from last week. Oh, damned if I can remember. You must understand no small number of comely lasses seek out my company. I dare say keeping all the names and faces straight is an adventure in itself. Any road. Getting 'em wrong would be an adventure. Sorry. Any road. The girl I spoke of paying the girl spoke of paying a visit to Apkalu Falls before travelling on. Like as not, you'll find her there now, shedding a tear or two at our parting. Do pass along my regards if you see her. She should be readily recognizable in that charming straw hat of hers. Right. Nojiro? Hi. The house that death built. Nojiro Marujiro has a glut of gossip he has been dying to share with someone. If you're poking around looking for work, you must be an adventurer too. Am I right? You won't find much here, I'm afraid. Seems the only thing people talk about these days is that nasty bit of business down near Isamhar. Surely you've heard the stories of a strange portal suddenly appearing in the ruins down there? No, do tell. Hey, don't give me that look. I'm only telling what I overheard from the whalers. They say on the other end of it is some sort of labyrinth. The thing is, every time they go down there to map the place out, nothing is the same. A mystery if I've ever heard one. Frankly, I'm more than happy to let it stay a mystery. Strange apparitions, booby-trapped corridors. Going down there is nothing short of suicide. Still, the prospect of treasure is awfully tempting. Don't take my word for it, though. Head down to Isamhar and you can hear it straight from the Chocobo's mouth. Right, Najiro. Now, I came here to see Mune. Let's do that before we leave. We might drop in and visit the waterfall on the way through. Good evening to you, Mr. Walker. By your grim expression, I suspect you aren't here for scones and herb tea. No, not exactly. This button, you see, was found on a corpse. Well, isn't this a lovely button? The engraving is quite exquisite. Artisan level quality, I would say. Where did you say you found this? On a dead body? Lovely. Anyway, I'm afraid I do not recognize the lily sigil. You'll have to find the answer the old-fashioned way, by asking around. You could do worse than beginning with Bernadette over by the Atherite Plaza. She has a sharp pair of eyes, that one. Right. I take it she's one of her spies. Let's go. Bernadette. Look at that. Most of these guys are voyagers. Now, the explanation for this is simple. Over in the States, it's probably late morning. Here in Australia, it's 5:56 a.m. on the East Coast. Bernadette. Need help tracking down the owner of a button? That's certainly not a request I receive on a regular basis. Well, go on then. Show me what you have. All right, I have a lily button. What do you reckon? Seems to be some manner of decorative button, reminiscent of those worn by families of old, though I cannot claim to know its sigil. However, I can say with certainty that the white lily is a recurring theme in Gridanian culture. Alas, I do not know who would make such a personal sigil of it. If there's a soul in Gridania who does, it would be Senguled over at the Lancers Guild. The woman makes a point of knowing all the citizens on a four-name basis. Right, she does she? Well, let's take a quick jaunt over this way. I'm actually going to go to... Look, I could go to the Shaded Bower, but I might actually go to the Lancers Guild. I think it's just a tad shorter. You just kind of turn around and there it is. Oh, hello. Senguled, I forgot about her. Bernadette believes that I can help you. Well, that is a rather bold assumption to make. I will try to assist, never you fear, but whether aught comes of it is another matter. Now then, what do you require of me? It would be this button. Do you know it? Fascinating. Work of this quality is rarely seen in the hands of ordinary Gridanians. The owner of this button is most certainly well-to-do. You may wish to take your search to the Gentry's ward northwest of here. Oh, wait! A memory comes to me. Of late there has been a man who's perpetually seated at the bench by the ward's entrance. His name is Ursendale, and I distinctly recall seeing a markedly similar button upon the breast of his jacket. I dare say he can tell you a thing or two about it. Right, we'll go and see him in a minute. First we're going to head in... That's the Lancers Guild quest, yeah. I don't think we've picked up Lancer yet. No. We might have to do that. What, did I have to go this way? I can't remember. Radio. In that case, we are going to wander. Oh, I know. What was that about? Wander off this way. I know, look, these purple opportunity knocks things are really starting to get to me. Basically, anytime you see this symbol, it opens up another section of the game or another aspect of the game, as we've discovered. And most of the ones in this area are for other jobs and crafting, so I've been not picking them up, but they are starting to drive me just a little bit crazy. And it doesn't take that long to level it. Ursendale, hi. Well, not for the first few levels anyway. I do not believe we're acquainted. Pray, leave me to my thoughts. I needed to ask you about this button. Oh, the sigil of the Darton Core family. How is it that you came to be in possession of this button? From the body of a murdered woman. Her face, was it marred in any way? Oh, I had feared as much. I can no longer feign ignorance. I shall reveal to you the truth of the deaths, but on one condition. You promise to put an end to my lady's madness and free her from her torment. All right. Ooh, level 50. I got the magic stick 5. And I learnt Medica. Oh, good. Let's put that straight away. Now, that needs to be... That's my yoink, get you out of trouble button that I rarely use. This is Cure 3. This is an expensive spell. Own or target party members' hit points and all party members near the target. It's not a bad spell, but this one is better. So what I tend to do is like Cure 3 will cost you 1500 MP. Medica 1, which restores your own hit points and the hit points of all nearby party members, costs you 900, so 600 cheaper to start with. But this little beauty over here costs you 1,000. And what it does is has a cure potency of 200, which, yes, is less, but it gives regen to everybody around you with a cure potency of 100 that lasts for 15 seconds. So what I like to do is I like to smack that on everyone in the party pretty early on. I like to drop this one, regen, because it stacks. I like to drop it on my tank, and then I find my life as a healer is a lot simpler because I'm not constantly running out of MP doing single target cures. And I can actually do some DPSing and be of value to the party. This is Presence of Mind. Reduces my spellcast and recast time and automatic delay by 20%. Has a 120-second recast, so it's probably a good thing to have in your save for your boss fights. Although you could use it throughout the dungeon. Just be aware you've got about 2 minutes before it'll reset. So that's that. That's just a little bit of white magery. I didn't figure all that out for myself. I had a lot of good players along the way who were like, hey, why aren't you spamming Medica 2? It's really good for you. If you ever get a tank that says, hey, that's a multi-person spell, don't use that. Just target me. Ignore them. Okay, they don't know what they're on about. You use your multi-target to keep everyone in the party up because your DPS will help keep your tank alive. And use regen to reduce the cost it costs you for your magicka, your mana, sorry. And then you use your single target spells. Definitely use your single target spells on the tank. But remember that the tank isn't the be all and end all of the party. They are the main crux of it and the most important thing. But if you lose your DPS, your tank will crash. If you're not very, very lucky in a mob, in the trash mobs. So you don't want to do that. So focus on your tank first, especially if you're starting out, and then get fancy later. But if you're starting out, I would say hit Medica 2, and then hit your tank with regen, hit Medica 2 for everybody, and then focus on your tank and try and learn to DPS in between. That's just kind of what I learned along the way from a lot of experienced, really good tanks, and some really good DPS as well, who actually was a DPS who told me to put the regen on the tank, so that was pretty good. Also, if you put regen on your melee DPS in your party, they tend to not die as often and not need your help as much. So let's talk to Millith Ironheart. Pardon, I don't believe we've met. Huh? You've something of mine, you say? I do. I've got your logbook. My journal, thank the 12. In my haste to escape the clutches of that insufferable mutton-monger, it slipped my mind entirely. Might I be so bold as to ask your name? Well, you have my gratitude, Mr. Walker. It may not look like much, but I count this humble diary among my most prized possessions. Its pages brim with tales of the most heart-stirring sights to be seen in our realm, as told to me by the sensitive souls I've met in my travels across Eorzea. Tales that have struck me with a most incurable case of wanderlust. As an adventurer, you too have seen the realm, I'm sure, but I would ask you, Mr. Walker, have you truly seen her, borne witness to Eorzea in her myriads of splendour? Have you stood on the palm-fringed beaches of Costa del Sol, just as the sun peeks out over the horizon, its rays kissing the sands beneath your feet? Have you lost yourself in the night sky of the Segoli, adrift amidst a boundless sea of stars? Ah, but why do I even try to convey with words that which must be seen to be appreciated? To our fortune, whithersoever we wander, Eorzea's bounty is but a stone's throw away. If I may quote from my journal, yes, this is the one. Afore the fane, beneath the two that are as one, her divine cup runneth over with light ethereal. Such were the conjurer's words, and I would see as she saw. I saw for myself before coming here, and I can assure you the conjurer spoke true. Indulge me. Go there and look out upon the beauty before you. I would hear your thoughts. Well, let's go and do that. There's Imhitra, who we shall get to know a little bit later on if we do Summoner. Amongst other things, she comes up in a couple of things. We're heading off to the Fane, if you're wondering. So we're kind of heading this way. Although, if I don't take a right here, we'll be lost. So we're going around there. I know. I did zig when I should have zagged. I came down the tunnel instead of going around the edge. Oh, so many adventures just waiting to happen. I know what. Yeah. And I can't do them all at once for some strange reason. The Cheerless Hera. I wonder what they are. Okay, we need to be level... Ooh, it's our Pictomancy unlock. I haven't done that class yet. Not with any of my characters. Alright. Where are we going? Standing afore the Fane, between the twin sigils. Here we are, sigil. Yep. And if we look down here... We're afore the Fane? Yeah. Look at that view. I mean, a lookout. L-O-K-O-U-T. Boom. I don't think... Ah! You have looked upon one of Eorzea's stirring vistas, as identified by the explorer Millith Ironheart. Return to Apkalu Falls and report your sighting. Alright, let's go. There's no real quick way to get back to the falls. It's just one of those awkward bunny spots that you need to run to. It's easier though if you come across the top. And in this way. I do so like all the little spots you can be in this game. It's lovely. And I always get lost trying to find the falls. Millith, how are you? Hi. Welcome back, Mistwalker. I trust you were as moved by the sight as I was. The great stone that adorns the entrance to Stillglade Fane is none other than the Sky Serpent's egg cast down from the heavens by Nofika the matron so long ago. And those mammoth tree trunks, remnants no doubt of a primeval forest, whence did they come? Why do the two great arbours grow as one? This I do not know, but what I do know is that the realm is replete with such beauty, if only we know where to look. This is what compels me to wander, not the promise of power, glory, or riches, but a burning desire to bear witness to all the wonders around us as wrought by the gods and men alike. Though we have just met, the twinkle in your eye tells me that we share certain aesthetic sensitivities. It would be my pleasure to gift you with a sightseeing log of your own. In its pages you'll find my record of the most stirring sights in the realm, both those I have seen with my own eyes, and those I have, thus far at least, only heard of in my travels. No doubt your adventures keep you occupied, but is this not the more reason to take in the sights as you travel, that both body and mind might enjoy a moment's respite from time to time? And who can say, perhaps you will discover glorious new vistas that have eluded even me. With that, I wish you safe travels, Mistwalker. When you have seen all there is to see, pray return to me. I would like nothing more than to share impressions with a fellow sensitive soul. Alright. Now, what's the point of looking for nice views in this game? Well, apart from the fact that they are really nice views and I like seeing them, you also get XP for each one you find. Okay. You now have access to the sightseeing log, a compendium of the most beautiful sights to be seen in Eorzea, as compiled by the explorer Millith Ironheart. To open it, select Logs from the main menu, followed by Sightseeing Log. From the snippets of information contained within, identify and seek out the locations described. Note that certain sites may only be properly appreciated at a given time of day or under ideal weather conditions. Perform the designated emote while taking in the sights, and the entry for the corresponding vista will be marked off. With your sightseeing log in hand, go forth and see Eorzea as few have ever seen her before. For more detailed information, click the Help button and in the lower right corner of the sightseeing log window. The sightseeing log is a comprehensive record of breathtaking landscapes and stunning vistas you have discovered across Eorzea. Vistas are only recorded upon discovering the exact location noted in Millet's impressions. Time of day and weather, oh my god, are also important to uncovering a vista, as are the emotes you perform once you have arrived at one. Millet's impressions will often contain hints on these hidden conditions, though you may still need all your wits to discover some of the more obscure entries. Once an entry is completed, a rough sketch and information on the location's history will be added to your log. So logs are under here. You go logs, you go down to sightseeing log, and this is A Realm Reborn, the region. So under the azure I gaze down upon warships 3, their billowing sails of crimson, leaving no doubt as to who truly rules the seas. Such were the merchant's words, and I would see as he saw. And so on and so forth. Flagon or two of grog haven't filled me head with big ideas. I that Ivor villainy from the pier, feeling as if I could cut down Hilfear himself. I woke the next morning strung up by me ankles. I was lucky to escape with me life. Such were the buccaneer's words, and I would see as he saw. So both of those sites are over in Limsa, and there are a couple of conditions to them. I've found them, but I haven't always been successful in being there at the right time or in the right weather. Strung up by his ankles. He must have fell afoul of the Rogues Guild. I wonder what he did. Alright. Oops. I've missed a main story quest. Let's not do that. Ursendel. I promised to rid a world of an evil, didn't I? Hi. Skeletons in her closet. Ursendel has a confession to make regarding the mysterious murders. I was once a manservant in the employ of one of the oldest and proudest families in Gridania, the Dartancours. During that time I had the honour of waiting upon Lady Amandine, mistress of the household. Fair as summer was she, and possessed of a heart befitting her radiance. Alas, the calamity wrought a great change in her. Though my lady escaped with her life, death may well have been a kind of fate. Never will I forget the day her bandages were removed and she beheld her disfigured face for the first time. At that moment, the kindly woman I knew ceased to be. Unable to bear the thought of being seen, my lady sequestered herself within her chambers and refused all company. This continued for many uneasy moons, until one day, without warning, she began receiving queer guests. None among us knew whence they came, these masked men, but my lady believed that they would help her to regain that which she had lost. So began the rites of rejuvenation. These rituals seemed innocent enough in the beginning, but grew even more grotesque as time went by. Eventually there came a day when my lady bound one of her handmaidens to her bed, and proceeded to mutilate the poor girl's face. Suffice it to say, she did not survive the ordeal. It fell to me to dispose of her body. I performed the dreadful task as bade, obedient servant that I was, but when the time came to return to the house, my legs refused to move. I knew then that I could not go back to that place, not after the nightmare I had witnessed. So it was that I left Hawk Manor, my home, for nigh on half a century. Long did I weep for the girl who was slain, and longer still for the woman that Lady Amandine had been. Yet one cannot weep for ever, and I endeavoured to put that matter behind me. Indeed, I had resolved never to speak of my experience until you appeared before me. My lady's madness must be ended, lest more innocent lives be lost. Lay her tormented soul to rest as you swore to me you would. She awaits you at Hawk Manor, on the western edge of the central shroud. Go now, go, and do what must be done. All right. We are also level 50. Let's go and unlock Hawk Manor, and then while we're waiting for that to pop, we'll head on out to following in his footsteps and complete. Is that our second last White Mage quest? Oh, that's right. Yikes. Right. Hawk Manor, you say? Well, for that we need Bent Branch Meadows. But look, it's easy to work out which one you need. If you don't know it well, you can go seek entry to Hawk Manor up here. You'll see that that's there, and that Bent Branch Meadows is your closest. It makes navigating the game a whole lot easier. Or you could run all the way. Now, once we get to this point, we are going to run all the way. Let's just have a quick look at our gear and make sure that it's all up to snuff. It's a little bit dented, but not too dented. It's a little bit okay. We know that we've got the highest level gear we can wear, so there's that. We've got no food running and probably no food on us at the moment. No, it looks like we're down to 0 on both of those. I'll just remove those out so that that's tidy again. And we're going to take a ride on our bird. Let's go. All right. Up the log. When I first saw this, I didn't realize you could run all the way up it, but it's actually a very integral part to the game and to moving between these two areas. All right. I know, Marsette's quests. We've got to do Marsette's quests. Irritating lady that she is. Just very focused is all. Oops. Heading in the wrong direction. Down onto here, onto these wooden steps. I don't think we'll have a... Oh. I mean, we could try. Alright, let's see if we can survive a run with Jaded Jody. We've got our bird on us. Level sync. Take her out. And not for dinner and dancing. She's actually a pretty tough fight, so this could be foolhardy. We might be teleporting back after this. Don't stand in stupid like our bird is. Maybe put our run on so we can move a bit faster. And also remember actually that we are a white mage and we have some benefits that that are actually useful to us as well. We can use that benediction. We can also use it on our bird. And while Jodie's doing that, we can go 6. Heal the bird. Bird doesn't need healing. Dobie, what are you doing? Heal yourself. Yourself. There we go. Once you're untargeted, we're good. And have a go at the thing. Keep an eye out for the other stropers in the area too. You don't suddenly want to be fighting 2 of them. It's not fun. Grab our bird. Heal our bird. And sooner our bird. Because he'll last longer if he's a Sooned. Why? Man, why did I let him get so many of those on him? There, see now healing's working a lot better now. Alright, Jody, you menace. And there he goes again. So just think of your bird as probably the silliest of tanks. We'll put a benediction on him as well, just to try and keep him alive while we heal him again. I should actually hit this. This will make me a bit quicker. Oh yeah, why didn't I think to do that before? So often fates are where you can learn your rotations and your skills and get quite familiar with them. Especially one like this where if you're healing, you're learning to watch your partner and yourself. And look at that. See, I've been watching my MP. So now we're regenning a little bit of it. We probably need to have a bit of that. So yeah, so you learn a few things while you're doing it. Um, and that's that. That's quite a tough little thing, but I guess our healer's up to it. My baby green. First time I've actually not the first time I've defeated her. What did I use last time? I don't know. But yeah, so your healer's not hopeless. The damage is... Oh. Oh, this is the part of the quest. Well, alright then. Let's heal her for a start. Something tells me she might be important. Try again. Synced with the fate. Oh, okay. Well, let's go with a control 2. I don't have Medica 3 up. Let's grab this demon. Send our bird in. Grab Iroha. Oh no, we don't use grabber. Oh my god. Grab Iroha. Heal her up a little bit more. Send the bird in. Don't stand in stupid. Okay, so this is really good practice in I know we need to bring this one down as best we can. It's a shame actually because I'm doing this fate and it's part of the the current event that's on, and I wasn't going to actually join that event because I didn't think that I had the ability to. I know, we'll stick our bird. The bird is actually a real game changer. As long as you can keep him alive, the daft widget. Okay. So remember, you're a healer. The other fighters in the game, they're it would seem we have driven them back. Alas, I could scarcely match your pace. This will not do. There must be a way for me to improve more quickly. Oh, lady, look, don't be in a rush to improve too quickly. You'll shortcut stuff and miss it. All right, we might have to go and see what that's about. Not this session, though. Oh, no, maybe. Yeah, we've got time. All right, change of plans. No, not change of plans. We need our gear. We're going to get our gear and then we'll go see what the event is on. You've got till the 25th, which means in Australia you've got 10 days. Hawk Manor, now accessible. Let's see if our healer can get a run this morning. It's not guaranteed. Hawk Manor. Right, apparently the wait time is less than 10 minutes. Now, we're going to go to the grave of Artawa Cant in Serpent's Tongue, which means we want to go to Aleport. We are making a little bit of money as we go along. We're now up to 60,000 gil. I thought I was at 25 when I started. I might have been at 52, maybe. I'm dyslexic, what would I know? We cannot fly out to Serpent's Tongue. I know, usually when I do this, I've finished A Realm Reborn and I'm heading, I can fly. So it's really easy to get to the point where we need to go without a lot of fights. That's not going to be the case today. Today we're actually going to have to work for it. So let's go. All of the areas that we're going into are going to require fighting. All right, these Rothlight Pelicans shouldn't bother us, maybe. So it's one of the other reasons I'm going through fates. The other reason too is in our logs, our challenge log is reset. So we're slowly doing fates so we can earn a little bit of extra cash and a lot more experience. Once we complete 5 unique challenges, we'll get a bit more cash and so on and so forth. It's another way of leveling up. It's another way of also being able to afford gear and foods and stuff. Like I said, the game has a lot of moving parts. So your sightseeing log is another one of those things. all of these side quests, another one of those things. If you're in an area that's not favored or preferred, okay, we automatically joined this one, so I guess we'll just jump in. We've got 8 minutes left to complete it. That's what we're after, something with a purple bar on it. Purple bar. So just check up here, make sure it's purple, otherwise you're attacking one of the denizens in the area at less than your usual strength. Once it turns red, it just means it's focused on you. Also, purple doesn't mean it's part of the fate. I keep forgetting. Purple means it's the dot does, but the purple means it's engaged with someone else. We're just going to grab that Storm Private and heal him. Don't be surprised if that gets you a little bit of attention. I know, like this angry fella that's up in our face. Hello. Alright, we completed it. We got a gold medal. We got 8,000 XP, 258 storm seals, and the royal sum of 90 gold or 90 gil. Sunny, leave that thing alone. Now, we are not 10 levels higher than the things in this region, so we're probably going to get targeted a fair amount. Oh, hello. Mew the Puller. Let me see if I can target him before he gets out of range, because he is really hard to beat, especially when his little friends get involved. Okay, like this one here that's in our face. Bird, get out of the way. Okay, we grab Mew if we can. Well, he can get a bit of healing. And we're going to get him and pull him over here. Oh, really? You had a friend on a rock? So usually Mew the Puller comes up after you finish that first fate that we did. He's not an easy thing. Let's do two things that might help us. That, and then go back to Mew. Oh, whoops. Here I am absent-mindedly hitting air. I know, no, I did not mean to do that. Let's see something that makes a difference. Out of range. Nearly lost my bird. The fight gets significantly harder if your bird falls over. I'm not keeping all of these storm privates on their feet either, which is not good. Keep that running. Hit some of that. Rock his world. Put the wind up him. So one of the keys to this is where you stand. Okay, so if we're standing out there, we're having to take on all of the Sahagin. course, healing will draw attention. Most people are like, kill the healer anyway. Ah, rude. Just take some of the pressure off. Stop stabbing me. Better heal myself. This is why you have to actually take care of yourself. Right. Looks like I've lost my bird. Let me just deal with this little toad. Alright, the fight will become a little bit more survivable in just a tick. There we go. So yeah, so you don't want to be facing all of those guys at once, and once you do start pulling the trash, you need to deal with it. Boom. Done. That was worth significantly more seals. That's pretty good. We need 3,000 seals. How are we doing for them? To get our promotion? Yes. Our next promotion. Our sergeant's promotion is reliant on us doing the other bits. Now, getting out to where we need to go, I am going to avoid. Let me just summon my bird and apologize profusely for getting him killed. Sorry, bird. Come on. Alright, everything's regened. Let's go. So we're getting there very, very slowly. There's another one over there. He may or may not see us. No, he saw us. Oh, you menace. Come here. My tank. Okay. Treat your bird like your tank when you're a healer. So what I've got him on is I've got him on free stance, so he can choose how he wants to be. Okay. Is this fate? Oh no, it's... Watch your tongue. Our primary problem is this thing, so we get that out of the way first. It poses its own challenges. So this is what a fight looks like when you're actually doing it somewhere close to your the level you're meant to be doing it at. This is actually good. We're going to get some bosom buddy points for our challenge log, which is nice. And we'll get rid of that. Notorious Serpent Reaver Captain Amswith the Stained is believed to be hiding somewhere in the Serpent's Tongue. Hunt down the wanted criminal and send him to the abyss. So to do that, you've got to draw him out. You've got to actually defeat a lot of his right-hand men, which is a long fight. But what we're here for is this. The Epitaph to Philosophy. Oh, for God's sake. The gravestone is inscribed with an epitaph paying tribute to the life and deeds of the great mage Artaur Kant. And because we've got it highlighted, we're just going to go pray. Because that's what we need to do. We need to pray before the altar. The Epitaph to Philosophy. Alright, go see. Recommended gear. Our healer's gloves have now been dropped from here. And they get, once you bless them, they go straight into your armory chest and you can put them on. We'll update our gear. We're now level 42 gear. Where do we need to go next? The Tangle. Oh god. Alright, off to Mordona. Or not. Let's go to Kurthus. Okay. That's Ishgard. We've unlocked. No, we haven't. We haven't unlocked it with this character. That's right. Alright, so we want to go to Camp Dragonhead. I used to run the other way for it, which involved going right through the fortress, but this is actually a much safer way to get to get to Mordona and unlock it. So if you're doing your white mage gear and Mordona is not unlocked, go to Camp Dragonhead and then head south. And you want to get somewhere close to. Why are you heading north, you goose? What's that? That's the Levs. So you want to head actually south through here, past the. You can also come up through North Shroud and go round. But maybe I should have done that. It might have been quicker. I think it's much of a muchness. If you don't run in the wrong direction, good luck with that. Let's go this way. So we're going to go and get our gear. And a couple of the places we've got to go, actually more than one of them. I think the next one we haven't unlocked either. They're not unlocked, so we're going to have to unlock them. I know. Why is my bird so slow? So here we are. We're still waiting for Hawk Manor. That wait time probably isn't going to improve. And I may not get to Hawk Manor until it once again comes around to the weekend, which actually is tomorrow, but we won't be running on that day. We'll be running ESO on Sunday. So eventually the days will align and we'll be fine. But until then, we have a whole lot of other classes, 23 combat classes. And I forget how many crafting classes, but a fair amount. 13, is it? And then 3 gathering classes on top of it. We don't need to go through Camp Dragonhead. Alright, off to Mordona. A bit like going off to the races. We want to go past this gap and down to here. Out near a dungeon, which I haven't unlocked yet. I wonder if I've got the quest for it. Probably not. That's Orumvale, I think. Yeah, no, we have not unlocked any of those yet. We will, or maybe I have and I just can't remember. Anyway, we will, but we're not there yet. Alright, off this way. Try very hard not to, oh look, another fight. It's only got 1 minute 40 to run. We will ignore that one. Oh, I know. Oops, look, a mud puppy. Give it a minute. I know, I'm trying to avoid a fight with it. You nearly always have a fight with that one as you come across here. Or with its friend up here. Who likes to sunbake, snowbake on the shore there. Alright. Let's hang a hard left. Well, a soft left. One of those. What is that dungeon? I don't think I can. No, I can't unlock it yet. That's Orumvale. We're going to go this way. Zemail's up here. Mapping the realm, Mordona, 42,000 XP. Yes, it is possible to level while mapping. I have done it. Unlock the Chocobo Keep. Don't step on the guard, he will not appreciate it, and he's a bit feisty. Well, Matt Traveller, might I interest you in a Chocobo Porter? No, but you can add me to the books. Thank you so much. Now that we're here, let's unlock this thing. Life will be easier. And now we're going to go and find our gear, which is what we're here for. Right, be prepared for some Toad. Some Nyx action. Can't keep their tongues to themselves. So we just rip it out. I mean, yes, I can jump over the edge and shortcut it just a little bit. That's definitely going to have a shot at me. Yeah, I know, I couldn't be bothered waiting for it to turn around, so that's my bad. Okay, grab the bird. One dead toad. See, usually if they've got their backs to you, but you'll be in front of him in a minute, so he's probably going to see us and grab us again. Maybe. So we want to go this way. And then we get to the swamp where the morbals live. Oops. Let's go around that one. I'm probably not going to be able to go around it far enough though. Oh no, there we go. Like I said, it's not good for your XP, but that's okay. Epitaph to Discovery. The gravestone is inscribed with an epitaph paying tribute to the life and deeds of the great mage Artawa Kant. And we'll pray before that one. Your garb is now blessed with the power of Artawa Kant. So from 42 for our item level, up to 43. All right. Where are we going next? Raban's Push. Now, I don't think we've unlocked. No, so we need to go to Blackbrush Station. And while we're here, we're going to check on our ability to meld materia, if it's a thing. Just put my map up again. Map, not crafting log. Yeah, this one here. Maybe, actually no, it's that one there, and I know why we don't have it. Because we need to be a crafter. That's why I was developing them. Let's try carpenter. Give me a minute. I'm experimenting. Right, now we can have both of those. We are definitely going to stop there, but we're not going to run across the countryside as a carpenter. That's just asking for trouble. This little nub on the map you see here, we want to go to the left of it. Excellent. So the whole reason for getting our crafting is so we can meld materia, but you have to have a certain level of crafter in order to be able to do that. So you get extract your materia fairly early on. If you keep an eye on that little hub up in the corner of the map here, you'll get that quest just up in the corner. And then once you take that, you can actually start collecting materia from your own gear. But there are two. Well, this isn't the one we absolutely want, but we're going to take it anyway. This is Kokosamu. Marvelously mutable materia. Kokosamu would share news of his master's latest advance in the arcane art of materia manipulation. Riddle me this, friend. Have you ever found yourself in an unfortunate situation where your pockets were near to bursting with all manner of materia, save for the sorts you wanted the most? Well, I have, and I tell you, it felt like I brought a sack full of fishing poles to a gold mine. Now I ask you, what if there were a way to melt down a couple of pieces of materia that weren't availing you naught and mould them into a shiny new piece that, no matter willing, just might strike your fancy? The most handy procedure is something we like to call shifty making. Rather, that's what Master Mute Mix calls it. Myself, I've coined the term transmutation, which I'm hoping might find favour with adventurers like yourself. How does it all work, you ask? I could tell you, but why ask the student when you can learn from the master? You'll find Mute Mix right over there, likely jumping out of his boots, looking to trade tongue flaps about his discovery. Alright, Kokosamu. They really like their master. This one over here is something we eventually want to get, but we're going to have a crafting class. Disciple of the Hand. Sorry, well that's curious. A land class. I've forgotten what that's about. Let's see if a level 18 botanist is enough. No, I'm pretty sure it told me the level. It did not. Oh, level 19. Radio. Alrighty. Let's go back over here. I'm going to jump into my carpenter. Don't say land or hand. Alright. Waking the Spirit. Phobos wishes to teach you how to meld materia. Yes, this is the one we need. Why, hello there. I see you're a disciple of the hand like me. Mayhap you're interested in learning how to meld materia to gear. If so, it'd be my pleasure to teach you. Well, go on. Ready to begin? Good. Now then, there's one thing to keep in mind when melding materia slots. Arms and armor each have a certain number of slots, and this determines how many pieces of materia they can host. Normally, an item cannot host more pieces of materia than it has slots. However, as with most other things in life, there are certain exceptions. But this sort of knowledge is for later down the road, after you've become more experienced. You may want to broach the subject matter with Master Mutamix. Now off you go, and happy melding. So there we go. Now we can meld our materia. Ooh, and we leveled our carpenter. Fixing materia. You can now meld materia to items. Gear can be enhanced significantly by affixing materia to the slots. Available on most weapons, tools, and armor, the number of slots available on a piece of gear can be confirmed by viewing its help text. To affix materia to an item, highlight a piece of gear and select Meld from the subcommands. Next, select the materia which you wish to affix. Similarly, should you wish to remove materia, you may do so by highlighting it and selecting Remove Materia. So basically, the reason we got our crafting, or one of the reasons, there are many, is we want to be able to meld materia, and the higher the level the gear, the higher the level your crafter has to be to do it. Let's have a quick chat with Mutamix Bubbly Pots. Pshko, Uplander seeks knowings of shifty makings, yes? Then Uplander should make open ears to tongue flaps of Mutamix. Process of shifty making is of big help use. First, be taking 5 need not materia, yes? Melty mix this one, mixy melt that one, squeeze and squash, then big eyes. 5 need not are reborn as one shiny new. Score, but shifty making is not simple like crafty making. Knowings of shifty making are much and many, and Uplander's brain case, though big for Uplander, is small. Uplander need not be making worry face. If Uplander has many need not materia, bring them to Tentering. Mutamix will shifty make for Uplander. Thank you, Mutamix. Mutamix will perform materia transmutation for you at any time, free of charge. Bring the goblin 5 pieces of unwanted materia, and he will transmute them into a single new piece to use as you see fit. That said, materia transmutation remains an inexact science. As to what manner of materia will emerge each time Mutamix works, his wonders, not even the goblin himself can say. And this is the other quest we came for, melding materia muchly. You are given to understand that Mutamix is the keeper of secret materia techniques. Pashko, Uplander is joiner of materia. Uplander desires to join muchly, yes? Then Mutamix makes braincase of Uplander rattle with secret knowings of materia. But first, Uplander must be proving readiness. Uplander showy doom attaching 8 pieces of materia, then Uplander and Mutamix trade tongue flaps again. Alright, so basically, you need to talk to Fobhouse when you're level 19 as a disciple of the hand. Then you need to go to Mutamix to get the second part of your quest. But you have to be able to meld the materia before you can do it. So the reason we have our materia in here, I need to do 8 pieces. What have I got? I have Savage Aim. Let's just remove all of these out of our bird's backpack. So the reason we have this here, oops, we don't want to do that, is because we want to be able to do this. Now I've got some, oh, whoops. Well, we'll do that in a minute. Back to White Mage and off to Hawk Manor. So I've got some tools and things already in my backpack that I can use, but I also have my own gear that I can meld to. So we'll do that in a minute. Here we go. Oh my god, eyeball with teeth. Wow. I know, don't get motion sick in here. We need to make sure. Yes, we're done. We're done. Say hello to our team. Get prepared to run. Find our tank. Hit our tank. Oh, I can't do that here. I know. Don't let our tank get too low. What do I have? I don't have that either. Alright. Alright, what have we got with us? We've got a Black Mage with us, and a Viper, and a Paladin. And I should be focusing. Ah! Don't go round a corner, you maniac! How can I heal you when you're around there? Now he's going to make me work for a living. Oh yeah, left the healer behind, and ooh, I'm getting damaged. What a surprise! The amount of tanks that get really annoyed when you don't heal them, and the amount of tanks that just leave you absolutely behind. Alright, now I don't need to worry about... I do need to worry about keys. No, I don't. That one's getting the keys. Right, I just need to worry about the tank. Come back here, you crazy person. So yeah, the other thing too is healers have range. And they need line of sight, and you have to be in range. So if you start pulling like a train and you've left your healer behind, you might end up dead, and then the rest of the party will promptly die. Let's just make sure our Black Mage gets oh, where is our Black Mage? I'm about to get attacked. I'm just going to go over here where the tank can irritate whatever's attacking me. Yeah. Listen here, you freaking little flappy-winged menace. Oh, sorry, tank. I know, sometimes you just got to stand and fight them. Not the tank, the flappy-winged menace. I should go control 1. Drop wind on that one. Let's go faster in our spellcasting. It's probably going to take us a couple of minutes to get to the next thing. Does anyone need a sooner? No. And does anyone need healing? Let's not stand in stupid. Sorry, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. I know, I was not watching. That could have been a disaster because I would have been frozen in time. And our tank, well, basically kicked it where it hurts and distracted it for a little bit. It is really easy just to get into the rhythm of DPSing and then forget to heal. Don't do that. It's very bad. Your tank will not appreciate it. Do we need any stuff from in here? I don't think so. I think most of it. We'll pass on that one. And we'll pass on that one. We forgot to pick up the key. No, come back. Ah, I know. Now I'm going to have to try and save his butt. Well, don't give me that look. Don't leave me behind. Oh no. And around the corner, but that was unavoidable. I can't do my fastest spellcasting just yet. It's nearly at the end of its timer. We'll rock this thing's world. Grab this thing, it's done. Now, grab our tank. When they stop running, because I can't really cast here, they'll be around the corner before I can finish. Don't sprint away, come back. I know. How to give your healer conniptions. Please don't go around that corner. Right, let's go. So don't forget your lucid dreaming every chance you get, because when your tank pulls heavily, you're going to need all of the mana you can have. Especially if you don't have your helper spells. Okay, let's do a bit of sprinting and catch up. Alright. Did we forget the key? We forgot the key. The key we need is... Please don't get hurt while I'm gone. Oh, where is it? That one. Yeah. the one I clearly did not. Oh, I did go right past it. Now we've got to get back. Alright, they should be alright. There's only 4 skeletons, but that's famous last words. Get you killed. Yeah. What's the tank? Don't forget your healing takes time and you've also got to cool down. So don't leave it too long to heal your tank, like the last minute, otherwise they'll be dead while you're in the middle of your spell. Always fun. Wind and wind. And then let's rock this thing's world. Looks like the tank is focusing on that, so that's the one you want to focus on, unless you're focusing on the tank, which you should be doing. Don't forget though that your melee DPS need a little bit of love as well, because otherwise they die and they help keep your tank alive. Alright. Into the ether. Yes, we picked up the bloody parchment, so we're not going to have to come all the way back. Now we probably don't want the malachite ring. We might need it actually. Pass on that. And pass on that. And need on that. Grab that. Did I roll higher? I did roll higher. So when you roll need on something, you oh, here we go. You're assigned a number. You get a random number, and you got to have the highest random number in order to obtain the thing. So it's just a matter of chance. Oh. Right. Faster spellcasting and regen. Let's go. Now watch out for this one. Turn away. Keep an eye on your tank. Dodge that. Make sure your tank is topped up. Don't let him be low in health. Put the wind back on Lady Amanadine. Stay out of stupid. I'm pretty sure Viper has some regenerative ability, but if you'd rather have them probably hit and stuff. Okay, anyone petrified? No, we're good. All right. Again, thank you. I think you had an awesome tank that game. What do you reckon? Player commendation for our tank. Check our loot. Pass on that. And pass on that. That means the loot resolves much more quickly. Hey, we got some commendations. That's nice. Man, I did not think we were going to get a run. Here we go. Darkness has taken root within these halls, sprung from the most unlikely of seeds. One cannot help but admire the irrepressible spirit that quickened it to life. Uh-oh. Right. It is a pleasure to meet you at last, adventurer. You are every bit as intriguing as our master gave us to believe. It is no ordinary mortal who can acquire one crystal of light, much less 3. The crystals make you strong, and it is to that strength that the light is drawn. Heidelin chose well. A pity that your existence is irreconcilable with our own. We cannot well allow you to continue upon your present course. Ooh, yeah, you get him, girl. Alas, we came here not to play, but to take the measure of your strength for Master La Brea. That task now accomplished, we take our leave of you. Right. Fare you well, bringer of light. I know, girl. What do you reckon? Holy dooly. Well, and here we are back here again. Where were we? We just finished praying and we were ready to go to Raban's, and we were about to go to Master Mudimic's Bubbly Pods, but before that, I'm afraid we're going to have to jump on over to Ursendel, who is at Gridania. Oh, I'm actually really, really thrilled we got that done. And we'll complete. I know, I do want to get that last piece today, so. Oh, yeah. Over to here, we'll jump into the Ethernet and we'll grab the Lancers Guild. I keep forgetting you can use the really big Etherites as part of the Ether network when you're in a town that has an Ether network. You don't have to run. I spent the first several hundred hours running to the nearest little Etherite to access the Ethernet. So yeah, I think it was only at my 300 or 400th hour that I figured it out. Oh dear. I wondered why everyone was just vanishing and appearing in front of it, so I poked it to see what it had. You have returned. What sights awaited you within the manor? What has become of Lady Amandine? You must tell me all. Well, I'm sorry to say, but so she went so far as to consort with devils. Would that I could have done more to prevent her fall. May she finally find peace in the beyond. I know not whether the masked men you encountered are the same pair that first led my lady astray, but it is plain that they are of the same vile brood. Should the chance ever present itself, promise me that you will visit upon them tenfold the woe they have brought upon others. But who am I to speak of punishment? By my silence I allowed I know not how many innocent young women to die in unspeakable circumstances. It matters not, therefore, through misplaced loyalty, cowardice, or both. I am an abettor to a gross crime. I will surrender myself to the authorities and accept whatever punishment they deem just. I only pray that the gods will have mercy on my soul. Oh man. Report to Minfilia. Well, alright then. It is much easier having your Vesper Bay Etherite tickets where you can poke them. They're just like using other points. Now, Spheregeim also has a crafting opportunity, and she's the other reason. If you're into glams and glamours, this is one of the quests you need. So we'll jump into our carpenter. Yes, and we'll have a quick chat with Spheregeim as well. We'll unlock this. Absolutely glamorous. Spheregeim wants you to learn how to craft glamour prisms. Oh, good, I want to learn that too. Thanks to yours truly, you have a basic understanding of glamours, yes? I also understand you're no stranger to crafting this and that by yourself. It so happens that these skills can be applied to a singular cause. Would you be interested in helping to bring more glamour to the world? By that, I mean learning to make glamour prisms, either for personal use or to aid the aesthetically underprivileged. I will explain everything in due course, but there is something I need to prepare beforehand. Bring me some Othardian orange juice in the meantime, would you? Just ask Falkland, same as the last time. Well, staring at me isn't going to get that orange juice poured any quicker. Hurry up, would you? Wow, girl, how do you stay so trim when you won't walk to get your own orange juice? My goodness. Falkland, not bird. Spheregeim's still got you running errands then, and she wants Othardian orange juice this time. 12th preserve. Well, here it is. I think she and I need to have a little chat about her tab. This order alone costs more than some of our big drinking regulars spend in a whole night. Excellent. I've sicked the barmaid onto the bossy bridges. Rightio. Spheregeim. You have my drink, I take it? I do. Here you go. Enjoy. Now that's what I call orange juice. Eastern oranges have a bitter kick that truly invigorates the soul. All that jumping around must also almost made it go down the wrong way. Anyway, before we begin, I have a confession to make. To be perfectly frank, my expensive tastes in orange juice have to be paid for somehow. While my intentions are sincere, my reasons for helping you are not entirely altruistic. Pass this letter to Goberin the merchant, and he'll allow you to browse his Glamour Prism recipe tomes. If you buy any of them, he'll give me a cut of the profits. You'll have the knowledge you seek, and I'll have money for orange juice. What could be more piquant? I know. I will also send word to my associate Riscard in Revenant's Toll. We have a similar arrangement, and I'm sure you'll find his prices just as fair as Goberin's. You should start with Goberin, though, since his stall's right there by the Pist Paishti. Once you've read one of those books, you'll be able to make the prisms yourself and share the glory of glamours with the masses. Now, this is a small dilemma for me because you can't read these books until you get to level 15 in whatever craft. But I often forget to buy them if I wait till I get to Mordona. So, I think what I'll do is I'll just buy them here if I can afford them. Ah, I sense you come in pursuit of true elegance. And is that a letter of introduction peeking from your pocket? May I see it? He's done this so many times. Ah, so you are Sweargame's protege, and you wish to produce glamour prisms. A noble endeavour. My selection of tomes, reserved for only the most deserving, are yours to peruse. Well, thank you so much. One glamour prism. Was that a clear prism? You may now purchase master crafting tomes from Goberin, as well as Tataroga in Mordona. By using the tomes, you can learn the recipes within. Well, let's start with whatever he has. Purchasing, well, what's that? Purchase glamour items. Okay, so, oh my god. I don't think I own any of these. But they also take up backpack space until you stick them somewhere. So we can get our clear prisms from here as well, and our glamour dispellers. Ah, but this is what we're here for. Master Carpenter, glamours. Master Blacksmith, glamours. And if you're worried about buying the same thing twice, have a look over here and you'll see how many you have in your bag. Master Armourer, glamours. Master Goldsmith, glamours. Master Leatherworker, glamours. Master Weaver, glamours. Master Alchemist, glamours. Right, that's out of the way. I'm really tempted to buy these as well. But we're going to want some clear prisms. Let's just grab those and save ourselves a bit of heartache later. I know, I am very, very tempted. Look at those, they're invisible. It's awesome. Um, very tempted to get those. The Emperor's New Fists, though. The most beautiful pair of pugilist arms you'll never see. Right. Let's do that. I'm actually really curious to see. Yes, I will purchase it without being able to equip it. I know, I'm trying very hard not to look at my poor little backpack, which is now creaking and groaning under the pressure. Rightio, that's fine. So we've got all of that now, and heaven help me. I've never had much use for Glamored as spellers. I should probably invest in some though. Alright, master recipes. You have obtained a master recipe book. To learn the advanced recipes contained within, simply use the book in your inventory. The recipes will then appear under the master recipes category of your crafting log. Be advised, however, these categories are more complex than others of a comparable level, with higher requirements to craft. Practice and planning is highly recommended before challenging these new recipes. Right. So, if you have a look over in our inventory, you'll see we've got a whole bunch of red bits. Some of these red bits are these, which we haven't opened yet because we're too high a level. Well, it'd be a waste. And some of them are books. Now, the problem with books is we'll right click on that and use it. We can use the carpentry one because we are at the right level. Blacksmith, we can use that one. That's awesome. Armorer, yes. What are my levels for crafting? Okay, so that's good. That's 12 for armorer. Now, you'll note we don't have goldsmith. But it's going to let me use it anyway. Really? Do I not have that? No, I don't have goldsmith. Oh, what have they done? They've changed it. Last time I bought these, I could not use them because you had to be level 15 in the craft they referred to. It looks like they've made that decidedly easier for you to acquire. What else have you got in here? Glamour Prism Collection. So these are your clear prisms. Oh, hey. Okay. So these look like redundant Glamour Prisms. Yes, because you can exchange them with Calamity Salvages. So we're not going to be able to get any of these. These are the older Glamour Prisms. So they must have been, wow, that would have been a pain in the neck to have to get different Glamour Prisms for different things. Oh, I'm so glad they got rid of that. Anyway, so you can exchange these ones, the grade 5 clear prisms, for these, but we don't need to do that. Oh no, for 100. Wait, let me have a look at that again. A grade 2 clear prism for 100 clear prisms. That would be so much cheaper than me buying them, but I don't know if you can still make them. I don't think you can, but okay. Curious and curious, said Alice. Sorry, very distracted. Let's go. So that was the other reason we wanted to get our crafting up was Schwiergein will not share that particular piece of information until you have hit level 15 in at least one crafting class, and you have to be equipped for it. Now we're going to have to jump back into our White Mage. Otherwise, the lovely Minfilia will not speak with us of warrior and magic user business. Yes, let's enter the solar. Okay, Minfilia. So yeah, there are some changes coming through that affect you even at the lowest levels of the game that are coming through at 7.5. It's good, I think. Welcome back, Mistwalker. Full glad am I to see you safely returned. Tell me, how fare you on your sojourn in the Twelveswood? How fared you? Well, it was like this. 2 of La Brea's minions, and they sought to measure your strength by their own admission. The devils taunt us. It is beyond doubt, then, the Asians have begun to move in earnest. Would that we knew to what end. Yet I will not bemoan our plight. Thanks to your tireless efforts, we're at least aware of the encroaching darkness. Alas, we can only do so much. It is clear to me now that we scions are too few to protect the realm against this threat, unaided. We must needs alert the 3 nations to the presence of this elusive enemy, and recommend that they heighten their vigil. There is no shortage of misery in the world that the Asians might exploit. We have an arduous struggle ahead of us. Yet, come what may, we must not allow ourselves to become lost to hope, for that is precisely what the enemy desires. We have gleaned all we can from the information available to us. Let us set this investigation aside for the present. Another matter has arisen that requires your attention. Let me know when you're ready to be briefed, and I will summon the others. Well, a level 28 weapon coffer. The next class we raise is going to be a little easier to equip, maybe. Skeletons. Looks like it'll be thaumaturge. Alright. Wrath of the Titan. Minfilia is waiting to brief you and your fellow scions on a new development.
The Maelstrom requests our assistance.
Concerning the kobolds they sent such copious notes on, I presume?
Ooh.
Yes. And no. It has more to do with their findings, which portend a peril far greater than any beast tribe.
What sort of peril?
Uh-oh.
The worst kind. A tribe of kobolds in the vicinity of Limsa Lominsa has reawakened Titan.
Oh no.
Our task will be to slay the Primal. The Maelstrom have sworn support for the endeavor.
Right.
They are no strangers to the havoc kobolds can wreak.
The Maelstrom, no, they wouldn't be.
Years before the Grand Company's reformation, 2 primals, Leviathan and Titan, chanced to converge upon the sea wall, wreaking untold devastation. There, by the grace of the Navigator, were the mercenaries Merlvip hired able to fend them off. Yet it did not take long for the beast tribes to regroup, and they summoned their primals once more.
Thankfully, their second coming was decidedly short-lived, but that is beside the point. So long as tormented souls will them to exist, the realm will never be rid of primals.
The Maelstrom has kept a watchful eye upon the beast tribes, and the kobolds in particular, ever since, which brings us to the matter at hand.
Unlike Ifrit, we know scarcely anything of Titan.
Oh dear.
Unfortunately, the only force known to have bested him, the modestly named Company of Heroes, disbanded 5 years since, and mercenaries are not in the habit of keeping chronicles.
Oh dear.
Expect the worst. The Maelstrom's help is of course appreciated, but even if we had their whole armada at our disposal, we could still find ourselves overmatched. A pity the kobolds lack the gentle sensibilities of the sylphs. A peaceful resolution would be more than welcome. The Echo will not avail you this time, I fear. If you are to survive, your steel must needs speak for you.
Right.
No one would think you a coward were you to decline.
So you will accept? Thank you.
We can't very well send her to Limsa Lominsa without Yastola, can we, Minfilia?
May I ask that of you, Y'shtola?
I never thought it in question.
Ever reliable. Very well. We will spare no effort to win victory. You may count on the full support of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and all not afield will aid the fight from afar. Thancred, Ida, go to the Grand Companies, tell them of our plight and solicit their support. Urianger, send word to the students of Baldessian, and Alfino if you would. Papalimo, compile all the information we have on Titan, little though it may be. You will be apprised of the tactical situation when you reach the Sailor's Ward.
All right.
Provision yourself for the journey. May you walk in the light of the crystal.
Rightio. Titan is next. I see. Right, but not yet. Very well. We have our marching orders, but before we head to Limsa to speak to Rashat Riki, we're going to go get our last piece of White Mage armor, White Mage gear. Our last level 50 piece of White Mage gear, I'm pretty sure. Well, it's not the last one. It's the last one we can get as part of the quest. All right. Okay. Oh, over there. Right, okay. So, let's go. We're going to go to Raban's Push. And before that, we're going to Blackbrush Station. We're going to finish the quest with melding materia Muchly. Then we're going to head on up into Northern Thanalan. Not Northern Thanalan. Yes, Northern Thanalan. Oh, yes. That's right. And I'm going out the wrong gate. Right. I know, we'll get there eventually. So you've got to head kind of northish, around this piece of rock here, and then up into here. Pretty sure we didn't pick up. Oh no, we did pick up a ring. No, we picked up a mana half robe. That is even better. Look at that. Gear level 43 still, but they're stronger for it. Looks like the ring didn't come across. Why not? It's annoying. Let's just make sure all the valuable red bits are in one spot. Makes them easier to get. There we are. For the curious, where do you find your making of glamour prisms? Well, there's two ways to do it. You go into N if you're keyboard and mousing, which is what I do. You don't have to be in your crafting gear. You go recipe search and you type in GLAMOUR and enter. And that will bring up all of the glamour recipes, the glamour prism recipes that you have for each class. You'll note some of them are grayed out because we can't access them because we're not the right level. Rightio. The other way to do it is to go into level-based, into this one, master recipes, and this is what we have here. So you'll see that you've got them coming up in this section. We can't get any master recipes or any recipes at all for that matter for the things we don't have. But that's where you'll find them there, and then you'll of course click on it. So we're going to need steel rivets if we're going to make it as a master armorer. As a blacksmith, we're going to need steel ingots. And as a carpenter, we're going to need walnut lumber. And we need 2 of each of those extra ingredients. So for our 100 clear prisms, it's going to cost us 200 in other resources to get 100 glamour prisms, which we do want. Rightio. Let's have a quick chit chat with Mutamix. Hi Mutamix. Now we need to be in front of him as our carpenter. I think it's my highest level craftsman. Yeah. And we're going to meld a few things. I'm going to start with my gear. I've got all of the materia in my backpack so I can access it. Just going to grab our gear, so we click on this little bar down here in the bottom right. Brings it up much quicker, or you can go C for character. Doesn't matter which way you do it. There's our attributes. We can watch them shift if we want to. There's our profile, classes and jobs, reputation. I don't have any. Oh, I've got 15 combinations. That's very sweet. Thank you, peoples. Yeah, you don't have any. Yes, I am just starting out. I've only got about, yeah, 2 of the 23 or so classes. And 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 7, 8. So there are 8 crafting classes. I've got 3 of them started. And there are 3 disciples of the land classes or gathering classes. I've got 1 of those started. I made a few discoveries last night when I was playing at my higher level and leveling those up. Alrighty, let's go. Just keep that up. So we need to, in front of Mutamix, we need to meld. So we're going to go right click. Right, that one doesn't have melding capability, that's why. Right click on that. We now have the option down here to meld, which we didn't have before. And when you click on something, on one thing to meld, everything that you've got on that you can meld will come up in front of you. So the doublet, best of crafting, we don't want any of that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go Control I. We come out of this. We are going to find... Actually, I don't think I even have to be my carpenter to meld. No, I do not. So that's the other thing too. You don't have to be your crafting class in order to meld. So if you've got something that you want to meld in your other classes, you can do this. So we can go meld. Piety is really good for us. So we're going to go with our pastoral oak cane, which is highlighted. Go over to piety 2. Now, before we do, we're going to have a look down here. Critical hit determination is 12 of 13. Spell speed is 0 of 13, and piety is 0 of 13. So we've got lots of space to put in some things. Before we even start though, let's extract the materia from out of here. So we've got some extra materia to meld that might be more relevant to what we want. That one. You can tell which ones need extracting because they're the white dot. Alright, I don't think that happens up here. No. You have to have it equipped, or it has to be in your other thing. In your inventory. Radio. Now let's meld. Now we get there. Into meld. Move that over so you can see the changes that happen in here. We're melding piety because we have lots of space for it. I did get some spell speed materia out of that, which was what I was really hoping for. So, piety materia 2. We are gonna... You must be a level 38 disciple of the hand to meld this materia. Oh! Alright, what about 1? Can I meld that? Level 38. I know what the problem is. The items I'm trying to meld are too high. Alright. So we have levels and we have slots. Okay, so your level, the higher the level of your gear, the harder it is going to be to meld, and the higher the level of your crafting, which is why we've bothered starting with our crafting. So that's not going to work for us. We're going to grab our inventory, however, drag it over here, because we can always retrieve the materia that we meld, so it's not a waste. So we'll just go with the bronze bastard sword. We'll right click on that. I can't meld on that. No, because it's all too lower level. If that's not going to work, we're going to go back into our armory chest. Just get rid of that. Control I. And we'll find something we can meld to. Oh, this is the other. Oh, there we go. So we are going to meld onto that one. Alright, so this is in my armory chest, main hand, offhand. Oh, we could have done it that way. Oh, awesome. So the elm crook, I don't really care what I meld now because I'm going to be pulling it off anyway. So, level 26. What about an ash wand? Yes, rightio. Let's meld that. I know, it's frustrating. So we need to find 8 things that we can meld. So they've got to be low level. The good thing is you don't lose your stuff. The elm crook is level 20 and No, I can do that. So that's 3 we've melded in front of him. Now you'll notice some of the achievement unlocked, beginner's luck. Nice. Some of the things are grayed out. So we're going to go now to our armory chest, head, body, and hands. We're going to look for things that are the right color. And we're going to see, now that's level 21, so we want our really low level stuff down here, like our cotton half gloves. I'm just going to put some piety on that one. That's 5. And we'll go again. We'll put some more piety on that one. That's 6. And some battle dance on that. I know, now I'm going to have to find them and take them all out. 7, and this should be number 8. Oh, actually, it's counting it down for me there. Meld materia before Mutamix. There we go. Now I'm going to have to find those and take them out later. That's okay. I'll toss the ones we don't want, like all of this. Can I desynthesize now? No, I can't. Because... oh, so, well, I'm not set to a crafting class for a start. Actually, that doesn't normally matter. Oh, because that's equipped. But it's not coming up, which means I probably don't have the level to have unlocked desynthesis. What level does that unlock at? That's a good question. Actions and traits. I haven't been paying attention to when I need to unlock it. So, final approval. That's carpenter duties. We want general. Alright. I know it's making a goose out of me because I can't remember where it is. Main commands. That's for my bird. My bird is currently on free stance, so we keep him on that. Traits. So it must be under here. No, it's not. Alright, let me just look that up so that I can give you the right information rather than making it up. Desynthesis, Final Fantasy XIV. It's unlocked at level 30, and we need to complete the quest Gone to Pieces. So that's when we unlock synthesis. We're not there yet by a very long shot. Alright, back to our white mage. Let's have a quick chit chat with Mutamix. Hi. Pushko! Uplander has good joining skill. Mutamix give Uplander secret knowings of word bond. Mosty part. One fighty tool bears only little materia, but if Uplander uses secret joining skill, one fighty tool bears many materia. Maybe. Mutamix teach Uplander secret joining skill, but Uplander keep in braincase that it sometimes work unrightly. Will fighty tool of Uplander bear many material? Let me just go back to here. Or will materia turn to bitty bits? Using secret joining skill, not for unstrong of bladder. Okay, so what he's talking about is you can overmeld. Let's have a look at advanced materia melding. Advanced materia melding. By learning the general action advanced materia melding, you can now attempt to attach materia to gear which has all its materia slots filled. So okay, all of the slots here are filled. Sometimes you can attach an extra bit. However, while the benefits of having multiple materia attached to your gear can be great, success is not guaranteed, and the consequence for failure can be great for a botched meld will result in the loss of the materia. Doesn't hurt so much at low-level materia, but when you're melding level 12 materia and it's expensive, it is a little bit ouchy. Alrighty, let's go. So now we know how to meld, we know how to overmeld, and we know that we can change our unwanted bits and pieces of materia. If we go any further, let me just shift Control I for the Chocobo pack, grab our inventory, and we're going to add all the bits here that we don't want back into the inventory. I will have to extract those other bits, but I'll do that before I destroy them once I get desynthesis. or before I sell them. I have it set so it pops up a little warning. Before we do that, there we go. Backpack's not too bad at the moment. There's a few things I could probably get rid of and probably sell, but we won't do it yet. Let's go. Now, most of these critters are going to take one look at this adventurer roaming past and go, you touch that and you're crazy because it will kill you. And they're absolutely right, so they're going to leave us alone. However, in the area we're going to, that is not the case. As with all the other areas we've had to go for this crazy quest. Here we are unlocking, we're actually heading into Northern Thanalan. So we're unlocking, we're going to unlock 2 Etherite in this area so that we can just zippity do our way back here with nary a care in the world. So if you haven't unlocked it, you go to Black Brush and you head north up the stairs. So we've attuned to that Etherite. Did my bird just abscond? It did too. Come back here, Budgie. Normally I would unlock the Levmet here, but not today because I don't feel like. Oh, I don't know. Let me see. They can be quite hefty. Actually, no, I won't because we don't have time. We have time for me to unlock this last bit of gear. Let's do that. I know, and then I have to head on out. So we're going to go and unlock our last piece of White Mage's gear for this quest, and then I think next time we meet, we're going to be doing our very last White Mage quest, while we're also hunting down Legends of Titan. Did that big lizard decide I was edible? It did, and with good reason. It's probably level 50 or 60. Okay, that looks like a miner going about their mining. This area's oh, now I forget which particular common ore it is, whether it's mithril or the other one. But this is an area you'll get to know well if you're mining all your needs. To be precise, you'll get to know this area here, and maybe a bit down here. So, sorry, there, that area there. Rightio. Learn to love it. Let's unlock this Etherite. Did I unlock the other one, or did I just waffle my way past it? That's a very good question. Let me just make sure I did. Unlock this one first. Check my map to see if I did the daft. No, I didn't do the daft. Right, and we're going to go over here, following in his footsteps. For a White Mage, he did do a lot of travelling. Alright, now we're going to try to avoid trouble, not find it. Not that we can't handle it, it's just that it'll be a bit of a fight and take up time. So let's head on over this way. Epitaph to fluidity. Bird should run away. Yep. The gravestone is inscribed with an epitaph paying tribute to the life and deeds of the great mage Artawa Kant. Let's pray before the gravestone. Alright. Let's put on our next piece of garb. The healer's culottes. I don't know about you, but culottes for me have always been long, baggy shorts, and the healer's culottes in this game are incredibly short shorts. So she's going to be feeling the cold is all I can say. Now, the next thing. And now we're going to head on back to Camp Tranquil, where it's a lot warmer than it is here. Away we go. Alrighty, doesn't need to grab the bird, we're not flying. I know, I very often, yeah, I'm often at the flying stage by the time I get to this. It does make it a lot easier. Although when I first started playing, I couldn't make the jump across these rocks. Kept ending up in the middle. Yeah. All right, let's have a quick chat to Raya Osena. Your safe return heartens me, Mistwalker. I can feel newfound power emanating from the garb I gave you. I trust that this stage of your pilgrimage was a success. Now that you have travelled the realm and seen the land as Master Artawa Kant did, I would share with you the rest of his tale. The histories claim that Artawa Kant disappeared in the mountains of Ogamoro, the kobold motherland. This is not true, not untrue, but there is more to the story. When the great mage did not return from his journey, one of his most devoted students went in search of him. As the legends have it, the young mage single-handedly fought off veritable legions of kobolds while scouring the mountains for any sign of his master. Sadly, it was as all had feared. Though the young mage eventually found his master, the great Artawa Kant lived no more. Sadly, it was. Oh, whoops. As if the death of the man were not enough, Thyrus, Artawa Kant's great staff, a mighty relic passed down by his ancestors, was lost to the shadows. Undeterred, the young mage fought off the kobold hordes to carry his master's remains back to the surface. A ceremony was held to honor Master Artawa's life and deeds, and urns housing his ashes were carried off to the far-reaching frontiers of which he was so fond in his living years. All the urns, that is, except for one. Yes, though the precise location is known to only a few, Master Artawa also rests closer to home. Here in the Twelveswood, not far from Proud Creek, you will find another monument to the great mage. Take with you this habit and pray and pay your respects as before. If you keep pure intentions in your heart and in your mind, then the healer's robe shall be your reward. And guys, on that note, this fantastic view, look at that. I am going to leave you. If you enjoyed the episode, just let me know. And if you want to see more, well, come and join me in 4 days' time. And I'll be streaming a little bit more. We'll be doing some more main story quests and also some more White Mage quests. Probably, hopefully, finishing the last White Mage quest for the Realm Reborn. Or finishing this White Mage quest. Radio. But anyway, on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for hanging with me. Have a great week out there, and I will catch you in 2 days' time for Elder Scrolls Online, 4 days' time for more Final Fantasy XIV. See you around.